they're a solid team. A solid team, up-and-coming team that's been a lot of fun to watch, of course, representing the Americas as well. So another reason why this match itself is pretty intriguing. You know, they haven't – Complexity doesn't get the chance to face many American teams. And here they are now against LGT, so that should be fun for that reason as well. But definitely looking forward to a good series here. I'm joined by Snooey once again as my
This
co-caster.
is a tough one. At the same as you're mentioning, I mean, there are two American teams, and these two players or these two teams know each other very well. They play each other in TMM obviously all the time, and they're also scrimming sometimes late night. So like LGT, I mean, knowing for a fact that they might take away Complexity's chances of advancing to the top four. Uh, yeah, let's just say that that's not something that you necessarily want to do towards your friends, but at the same time, there's prize money on the same time on the line, and we are all competitors here in the end, so I'm sure that they are going to give 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't expect anything like that to go on. I definitely expect great play because, like you pointed out, if anything, being a competitor, I just find it hard to believe that wouldn't at least fuel them to want a victory here. So, yeah, LGT, I'm sure, going to be giving some good effort here. Also, it's kind of interesting seeing their player, Meisty, playing over there for LGT. It's been a while since I've seen that name. He's a player that has a lot of history, from a long time ago being on the scene, but kind of here and there for representing the Americas. But it's been a while, so it's good to see a player like that representing LGT in this case here at least. Um,
Absolutely.
all right, though. We got this draft here developing, so let's get into it. Parasitophilia, Midas, Warbeast, the bands. Moraxis, first pick into Behemoth. Sandwraith into Prophet. Empath into Magebane. Okay. And there we go. So the Empath Sandwraith combination, always good to see. We don't see it often, to be honest, nowadays, which I do find a little surprising considering how much we do see Sandwraith, but we see it
Yeah,
here.
it is. It is a strong combination. Same with the Moira. I mean, putting the shards of Harkon on Samurf there in level 6 and then teleporting with the shards into a free stun is something that we used to see during DreamHack Summer as well. Evil Corporation, most noticeable. But no, I'm not seeing it too much anymore. And now we see it once again here, Magebane being picked up as the counter or after Samurf pick already. So worked out for Evil Corporation. Let's hope that it works out for Complexity as well. I love, or personally loved, when Complexity runs a little bit more offensive strategies or a little bit more offensive team compositions with the Prophet here that kind of indicates they want to have that Prisoner or Riptide or something with out attack damage in the mid lane. So they bring on a lot of pressure early on. But because Fuzzy is just one of those guys that constantly carries from the mid roll. If he takes off, you know for a fact that he's going to pull through. Complexity got full faded him. So just give him a good start, and then he will take care of the rest. While Formless finishes up all his core items
Yep.
on the mage main.
He's good at doing that. I'm going to give him the opening to get some farm, and he'll gladly make it work. So we do have bands obviously just about finishing up here. You do see some notable ones. Cersei, of course, from Drentz over there, the captain of LGT in this case. You got Vindicator follow up. Magnus into Tempest, and now Hellbringer band with one more to go. But yeah, a couple of interesting ones. Vindicator is definitely one that stands out. I mean, they did just play against Vindicator on a different team that we saw there in Pine, and they ended up losing that game. So I wonder if that's almost like a little bit of a layover there from that
But
previous game.
yeah, probably maybe caught off guard a little bit by that pick in the last series. But at the same time, like, where would Legion team currently run the Vindicator?
Yeah,
Support role taken,
it would be
mid
middle if
role in
anything.
that case, yeah. And versus a Prophet and potentially a Riptide or a Prisoner or anything like that we were discussing earlier, I find it hard to believe. But better safe than sorry, I guess, here in Complexity's case.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think it's fair. It's fair even if you really break it down and be like, yeah, maybe they wouldn't be able to lane it the best, and do they even pick it? But being frustrated from the previous game, it's understandable to maybe use one of the fan just to make sure. If the hero's picked up again, then that could really tilt you. So just make sure it's not picked up by banning it here. The fourth pick now for LGT over here. So yeah, they still need a mid-Rillian jungler.
Oh, still left open Lord Salforus.
Wow, yeah. How the hell did that happen? That's one of those
I have
heroes where
no
it's
idea.
like, okay, where, what? How do you fourth pick a Lord Salforus? Holy crap.
Oh boy. Yeah, not entirely sure. I mean, I think that's arguably worth banning over the Vindicator in this case, but too late for that now.
I remember, and with no changes, mind you, since then, I remember when this hero was talked about whether or not people wanted a gentleman ban this hero. And here it is being fourth picked in this game. So, yeah,
Clearly not valued as highly
that
in
is
this particular
something.
series for some reason, yeah. Or either that or Complexity just completely forgot about it.
Or maybe
But
they
just,
kind of left it and be like, oh, maybe we can now get it with the fourth pick. But no, that didn't happen. So,
yeah, there's a limit to how greedy you can become. And in this case, not working out, but there is the Prisoner. Kind of expected right there. Meraxes is probably the one. They could still run Meraxes in the Suicide lane. Versus Magebane, though, I wouldn't say that it's optimal. I think Magebane would do fairly well in that one-on-one situation. So probably Meraxes in the mid lane, and then we have something here for Suicide as their last pick. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What do they currently require? They could need some kind of initiation stun that goes well with Zanref ultimate when he gets level 6. Morax is obviously dependable on his portal key, so he's not going to be able to do any initiations before that point. And seeing as he would be up versus both the Prisoner and the Prophet in the mid, it's safe to say that he's not necessarily going to be able to get a fast portal key in this game. So Bubbles, yeah, they got a Kelp feed at least. Should do fairly well versus the Mage Pen in a 1 versus 1 situation as well, if that's how Complexity choose to run things here.
yeah.
But I would assume the Prophet sits Mage Bane for at least the first 1 or 2 levels just to make sure that he secures the lane.
Okay, so those are the final pick for Complexities. I did got to clarify real quickly, go pulling up the standings again. I did make a mistake again. I am doing this kind of just on the fly here as we move along. But there was a match that I missed from Evil Corporation that they did go 2-0 in. So they actually do have 10 points in second place themselves currently. And then BMG in third, and then Complexity and Fresh tied in fourth right now with 7. So, again, I know those are pretty important as far as how the standings look right now. So that should be good as you see them right there. All right, back to this game here, though. We got Moira is the final pick in the end for Complexity. So they do go with the dual support here.
All right. Yeah, offensive lineups, I like it for Complexity, as I mentioned before. Moira, in this particular case, I'm curious about why they wanted to pick him. Is it kind of like a safe... Is it kind of to act like a Storm Spirit for the Mage Bane in teamfights to prevent him from dropping? Or... I mean, he's not going to be able to do too well versus the Bubbles, like in an outbox situation. I assume that what you got is going to be babysitting the Mage Bane in the safe lane. So he's up versus the Bubbles, we can easily take cover the shards. Don't necessarily see any hero stats going to suffer heavily from being mana drained either.
Oh, there is. You gotta remember too that there is the synergy of Mage Bane Moira. You know, it actually works right
That's
there
true.
with the mana center, and when it starts actually regenerating the mana, then if Mage Bane ulties, it actually does do a full effect. So
That's true. That's true. That could be the case. There aren't necessarily two large mana pools on Legion side though, and Moraxes do have the Arcane Shield, so you can't necessarily rotate and gank the mid lane with the Moira as effectively as you might have wanted to. But obviously a great tool in general. Moira, a hero that has a very high skill cap, and you can be very mobile, and the creativity level is sky high. You can do, or you can pretty much, yeah, do whatever you want with this hero in terms of creativity. Go wherever you want and gank wherever you want. Maybe even go for an offensive dual lane. Empath, relatively weak. Offensive tri lane, is there an option for that? Nah, they're probably going to play it safe, knowing its complexity and all, and how much is on stake.
yeah, well, we'll have to wait a little bit longer to get confirmation on that. At least LGT throwing out the pause here to start. Evil Corporation versus Pine is happening at the same time, or should be starting themselves. So, take a quick glance right here. In fact, yep, it looks like they too are getting things going here shortly. So, again, another important series. Keep an eye on other matchups too, and how they ultimately finish could play out here. But again, it's safe to, if Complexity just goes 2-0 in both these final series, then yeah, being at 13 points really should put them in a spot of.
Should.
Comfortable.
Should.
Yeah, again, the
That's
keyword should.
not
Like,
what they
I
want to rely
haven't
on.
done the math myself, but should.
What other
be
team
on
was
the
it?
board.
BMG and Sync are more or less already secured?
No. So it's right now the only team that's actually 100% secured is Sync Esports. They only have one more game to play, and they're at 14 points. So they no matter what are getting top 4, and I'm pretty sure top 2 at this time. So
Okay.
yeah, being at that, if that's the case, then yeah, Evo Corporation at 10 points. You'd feel like they're okay right now, but Sync is the only one that's absolutely guaranteed to be top 4. Right? Is the best way to
Gotcha.
put it. Other than that, there's still too many matches to be played with these teams here to actually know how the things could shape up. So, all right, looks like
Yeah, seems like the teams are getting ready here at least. Let's see, Tilafk. Why's the AFK? Yeah, it's probably best not to speculate too much. It will probably just mess everything up.
exactly. It's just get too caught up in that, and it's just like you're just kind of running in circles. I mean, there's just so many of these scenarios that could happen, and it's just like, I mean, you want to win. Like that's just what it comes down to. Just win. Like, don't rely on all this math and like, oh well, if we split this one, then we still should be fine. Like, no, just win the series and just take care of business, and then hope that it all falls in place. That's the best way
Full
to do it.
throttle. Yes, let's go. Good luck, have fun's being called. Two Americans teams, as you mentioned, not too often they get an opportunity to play each other, but here they are. Should be looking at a good series here, as the lanes are showing us that complexity, well, they might be looking for a first blood here, actually. They got Marchers on Oscar as well.
Yeah, he's leading the way in the front right here, so going through the middle, you see LGT and who they're sending over to the area. Lord Salforus going to get
This
to
is
that
like the
uphill.
exact same situation as we were seeing in the Sync versus Evil Corporation when Slap was playing Little Forest, who was just here as well, scouting them out.
Oof. Yeah, Prisoners.
Oh,
Man,
he's going back
Salforus
in.
doesn't have a clue. He's on the wrong side, though. Can he land this hook?
He can.
Yes, he can. Moira stun hit, and that is going to be a kill. Almost went awry there for complexity, but they do come through, and they get their bloodlust. Yeah, Salforus, he was just thinking it was just Behemoth and kind of messing with
Well
him.
played by what you got, getting that Shards of Harkon off in time for it to actually hit Lord Salforus at that point. And of course, nice follow-up hook from Fuzzy securing the first, but a great start. At least their momentum or their attitude should be a little bit happier now in the current Skype call.
Yeah, it's got to feel good for them to start. You see the block of the camps, 3 different camps being blocked, essentially.
What's up with this panda, by the way, on Fuzzy's lot in the mid? Do you have a panda following you on that avatar? At all times?
Fuzzy's lost a panda.
And there's a panda running after him. I just haven't paid attention to that before.
Maybe it's like a set thing? I don't know. I never really noticed that, actually.
I thought it was a courier at first, but then I was like, oh,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
no,
that's
you don't
not a
have
thing.
those.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be like a set thing. I'm not sure. You mentioned
That's
that.
hilarious. I wonder if the opponents can see it as well. I assume they can.
Cute. All right, so they are going to send him Prophet middle as well, of course. So, again, it is Bubbles, as we brought up in the previous series even. And, a matchup we've seen many of times, and Bubbles
Oh, okay.
really should be good.
Yeah, that's good on their part. Yeah, Moraxis as well with Arcane Shield, of course, should have no problem actually getting experience at the top lane. He's getting blocked a little bit. No, he's playing it smart. Trying to buy as much time as possible. Trying to get a lane back successfully, and I think he succeeded. Yeah, there is some extra archer, or... Ah, it's close. Well played once more, getting lane control right there, I think. Warlock... Ah, never mind, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Close,
Behemoth.
so close.
Ooh.
But he's getting full experience as of right now, at least.
Uh-oh. Behemoth bottom lane. He is in trouble. No, he's going to be fine. That wall off made it a little scary, but he will be good to go. You do see Crash at the top lane. Nice job of the Arcane, or the Arcane Shield even. Obviously
Yeah, he's
great
doing really
against
well
Moira.
so far. Getting full experience and getting the lane back and putting pressure on the same time. Mageman doesn't even have perfect creep score.
Yeah, that does
Well
put more to this Moira final pick. I mean, I know you're not just playing for 100% for the lane, but again, Moraxis, he's great against a Moira. That Arcane Shield is very, very powerful against her. So,
Yeah, and even if they predicted Bubbles to be on the suicide, I mean, the same kind of can be said for him. Take
True.
cover is easily dodged, so... Yeah, the Moira last pick, I was a little bit curious about that one. Maybe it's just a comfortable pick for what you got. Maybe he just Sometimes you just ask the support player like, what support
Yeah.
hero do you think would do well in this particular scenario, and what you got maybe went for the Moira.
Yeah, and obviously he plays more jungler in the end, so maybe there's a little bit something to that. You're right. As far as support options, you know, it's maybe a little more limited than if you're a support player, you know, or if he did play support all the time. So perhaps come into play as well. But again, Moira at the same time, she does have a strong skill set. It's not saying it's a bad, awful pick. It's just the point of there are some negatives here that worth mentioning at least. Middle lane, Bubbles. They're going to go pretty aggressive on him right here. He is going to be able to shell surf, though, and the hook wasn't at the right angle, so.
Yeah, nice attempt at least. Can't stress how important it is to actually make those kind of attempts at least. In many cases, like when you're up versus Bubbles, you're just like, I'm not even going to bother to try, but sometimes it happens. Sometimes the Bubbles slips up just a little bit, and then you get yourself a kill.
Yeah. That's
really no need to sit on full mana.
Exactly, yeah. Keep the pressure up. If anything, keep him playing, constantly guessing, and possibly out of experience at some points too. So,
oh, look at that.
Right there. So he's so close. So close, but now he is low on mana. He does have enough for another take cover here, but.
Yeah, the fact that Legion team didn't counter-ward this pull camp down here is giving Behemoth a lot more experience and gold than he should be allowed to have. Empath struggling, he took a little bit of a tour to the mid lane, just trying to assist Bubbles, but once again, I mean, he can't really accomplish too much together with the Bubbles when he doesn't have a stun, so. Back to the bot lane once more, but as you can see, Oscar very comfortable in this position, already level 5 now.
That's pretty ridiculous, yeah. That's well, it's good for him. But I was also looking at Moraxis too. He's only level 4 still, but obviously getting great experience with both suicides. Yeah, both suicides again, just doing great in that sense. And he actually picks up the haste and does Moraxis. Just the illusion Moira though is gonna kill it and then head back towards the top lane. Keep getting that experience. But yeah, Behemoth, he's gonna be level 6 here basically with. One more creep wave coming up, so.
Still no word of revelations for anything ferried out to the empath either. He went for a homecoming stone instead. I wonder if that's a security measure for the mid lane in case Bubbles were to be dived. Or maybe the Meraxis were to be dived at the top lane.
Yeah.
That's probably more likely. So good heads up at least picking up the port. I would have loved to see them actually counter-ward that pull camp though. Can't stress how much momentum this gives for Oscar, how good he must be feeling, and just as I said that, like, he just walks straight into her.
My gosh.
That's me.
God, it's one of those cases, like, the damage indicator comes up, I click on it, and literally he's dead. Like, that's just how quickly it happened. Just walked right up and shockwaved, it looks like, and then Fissure to follow for the kill, so. Mentioned that he was just about to hit level 6. And he does.
Best feeling in the world, more or less, as a team, if suddenly your suicide just gets a kill on the enemy carry.
Yeah.
Then you know for a fact that things are well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, complexities, that's got to be feeling great after that, especially. And Oscar, you know, already doing his part here as middle lane. No Bubbles again, it's going to be fine, but they are keeping the pressure up, that's for sure.
Here's probably one of the reasons for why you don't see Empath together with the Samurf too much anymore. Simply because now when SV is level 6, Empath is only level 3. If you would have had another support, you could have still been useful and put the stun on, for example, as the Moira. Mid lane, Oscar roaming around with that Veiled Rot. This might still be a kill though. That Fissure is incredibly efficient when it comes to landing the hook on Prisoner. Might be a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Just out of range, yeah. Yep, yeah, no, that's a good point. Obviously with the setup of Behemoth, that's where that hook can actually work, as hard to use take cover when you're stunned, so. But coming up short right there, so once again, just keeping him on his toes, but you do see Prisoner in his farm. Very good, Fuzzy Sloth, the MVP of 2015, and actually the Bloodlust, or not Bloodlust kill, but a kill almost coming out into Bubbles right there. As the hook does land, but is not enough damage in the end.
And what you got up at the top lane, putting pressure on the tower now as well, he actually managed to get himself to level 5 somehow. I didn't necessarily see him pulling too much in the forest, but he must have done a great job at finding experience at least, because he's the same level almost as Meraxis now.
they're looking. I think they were hoping that Bubbles, for whatever reason, maybe was going over here for some regen, but no, he fell all the way back to base, and obviously is ported back in now.
Yeah, this might be tricky for Bubbles though in the mid, as you can see.
Well,
The invisibility. Oh yeah, true. But he doesn't know the prisoner is invis, or does he?
No, I don't know if they know prisoner. Well, they might have seen him go the invis, but yeah, obviously just seeing Behemoth alone is enough of a scare there.
Good point.
Not worth it. So.
Maraxus roaming towards the mid. No, he's gonna head back to the top lane now, but Hellborn or Complexity are going to get this tower now. Tier 1, unless support arrives, unless someone ports in, Maraxus is not gonna be able to defend it on his own, I wouldn't think. Maybe it's going to be able to last one more creep wave, but they need to make a commitment here. I would say that with the bubbles, with the SV, they should be able to defend this tower. They have to make something happen. Things aren't going as well as they were hoping for. Mid lane, they're going to use the kill field on Prisoner as well, but unfortunately the wall's on the wrong side. Might be enough still.
Sandwraith, he's going to pour it in and secure it just in case. Waxed actually on South Forest with credit for the kill on a Prisoner. Yeah, the wall attempt from Empath on the wrong side, but it didn't matter in the end as they secure the kill, so made it a little close, a little scary there.
It probably will secure Complexity to tier 1 tower up at the top lane though, because they know for a fact the kill field is now down, so is the Marriage, so there shouldn't be too many scare factors here. So hopefully Complexity can capitalize on all those CDs. We will see. Hellborn team, or Legion team though, heading up here, so...
Oh, bottom lane against Sandwraith.
Ouch.
And that was a solo. Prisoner didn't even get credit.
So mean. I hate when that happens. You run over, you make all the effort to port down there, and then you just don't even get an assist. Your teammate is just too quick sometimes. Yep. No, but look at Oscar, 1.6k.
Exactly. He's going to. We joke about a lot, even how, you know, it's 15 minutes. He has his portal key. He's going to have it at 11 minutes at this rate, which is insane. I mean, a suicide behemoth. We're talking about no Merrick's bounty, guys. There is not a lot of tournament rules. Bounty? He's gonna have
That's overrated.
So and he's the third highest farmer in the game behind his two teammates. And of course, Prisoner, who despite that death is still farming very well. Portal key for him.
Wow.
Not out of the question.
He's so much higher than, or he's higher than everyone on Legion team, or the Legion team. Yeah.
And then Mage Man leads the way. Oh, by the way, so. Yeah, things really in control right now for Complexity. Again, you can definitely tell playing with a chip on their shoulder, coming off a loss to Pine here with knowing that spot that they're in. They really want to take care of business, and so far doing that here, at least a start against LGT. So as far as the comeback potential of LGT, again, this is something that's what I mentioned. We don't see a whole lot of empath with Sandwraith, which is interesting to me, but I feel like a little of that has to do with Sandwraith has played differently somewhat than maybe he was played for a little bit there, where he was actually played as a very aggressive. You hit level 6, you go, go, go. You get the Energizer Steam Boots, and you really set up kills. Not saying that doesn't happen, but nowadays, of course, with the mock change, like you get the mock, you rush the mock as soon as possible, so you want to farm a little more. You're a little more static in that sense. But with this start and with having that empath and Sandwraith's combination, I think you could argue like you almost might be better off just getting the Energizer here and just trying to make some plays to recover.
I think so too. There is Kelfield going on in the mid, and the Mirage is going to be activated as well, but there's not going to come anything out of that. A little bit too greedy, unfortunately. Steam Boots already picked up on the Prisoner, not an easy target to kill. Yeah, I mean, old Sync, they used to run, when they ran the SV Empath combo, they used to have like Pebbles, Empath in the mid, and then had Sandwraith solo on the safe lane. And then they kind of transitioned more, you know, into accompanying the Sandwraith the whole time with the Empath. Because usually you tend to get more levels in the mid when you dual lane, because there are going to be more kills involved. And if you just babysit down here, like, you're going to linger behind. Wait, Behemoth in trouble, picks up the portal key, and he's out.
Keys, yeah. There you go. 11.5 minutes, really, for a Suicide Behemoth to have his portal key. Pretty good. Pretty good timing, I think it would be safe to say here. So, one of the earlier ones he's caught. And his middle, who is doing very good, Fuzzy Sloth here. Obviously, he went a bit more build-up with the power supply bottle and everything. But he is going to have his own portal key here very shortly. And Mage Bane, that Rune Cleaver. So these first-tier items are popping up here for complexity. As far as LGT, we still got a ways to go, unfortunately. More access is kind of getting there. 1430 gold saved up, so that'll be a start at least. Getting him the portal key and trying to make some plays with it, of course. But
Right now, SV is so afraid down in the bot lane that he's using his Q ability to last hit. That's not a good sign. Legion team should probably try to get everyone down here just to secure him farm at least, because that's like the only win condition they have right now to get SV really fat.
When you've died twice already solo to a behemoth, it's understandable. You're just playing very safe and very scared, and he has every reason to be right now. You see right here. Oh boy. The prisoner and behemoth with the invis.
There's one Veiled Rot and no, two Veiled Rots here. One on Meraxes and one on Behemoth, and then we got an invisibility rune on prisoner. They're probably gonna go for bubbles instead. I mean, this, if they want to, they can just go for the shockwave, but it's probably, oh, Shellstorm was used offensively. That should be an easy kill. Just no, he still goes for the shockwave.
Yeah, it's one of those just instant, like, it does not give him a chance to even remotely react ability, so. Yeah, he did just use shells there, so you make a good point. I mean, it probably wasn't necessary, but it's like a Tempest ultimate early on. It's like, just make sure you get the kill.
Yeah, I guess.
So
oh well, Legion team are probably not going to be able to put any pressure on a Hellborn team, so I guess it doesn't really matter at this point at least. Mage Bane still farming away. By the way, Formless has been just stagnant up here at top lane throughout this entire game, just farming away. 430 gold per minute now. And gotten this tier 2 tower down to 45% or so. I don't know, Legion team, I mean, it's tough. Like, what kind of call can you make from this kind of position? What kind of movements? What kind of rotations? Not easy, but nothing good is going to come from just sitting behind. They want portal keys on Meraxes, I assume, but I still don't feel like they have the luxury to actually wait that long. They just need to smoke up. They need to make something happen. Lord Salforus so far has been a complete non-factor in this game as well. He's just been farming.
Yeah, again, that was a 4th pick, Lord Salforus, but, you know, maybe there is something to that, to be fair, and I'm not calling out Swax, I'm not calling out LGT, but obviously you'd figure Complexity knows these guys definitely more than I do, and I wonder if that has something to do with it. Like, I don't know if these guys are, if any of these players technically are really junglers. Like, I don't know if Swax actually is, and maybe that was part of their insight, that they figured it just wasn't worth banning a jungler because of that, but yeah, I don't know if he's necessarily been doing. I mean, he has 345 GPS. He's not doing horrible by any means, but not having.
No, he's not doing bad. I mean, it's not his fault by any means. It's just the team composition that they have. It simply doesn't allow him to set up kills or to play offensive. Like, there's no Rhapsody, Ophelia, or anything like that can actually push towers early on. Like, they don't have anyone to be in front. It would have to come down to Salforus tanking the tower himself with his body, and that's obviously not something that you want to do versus, first of all, a prisoner with an incredibly scary hook. And then, of course, Behemoth that has a 12-minute portal key.
Yep, you see Mage Bane just going through the jungle right here. Prophet just kind of being his pet almost, kind of just following him around, throwing Invigorate on him, helping him kill these stacks, or what were stacks at least, a little quicker even. He's going to go back to the top to continue farming, so his GPM skyrocketing as expected. Middle lane again. And again, they catch bubbles.
Get one kill here at least, I hope. Empath? No, Empath's not gonna wall. Empath's gonna choose to fall back. Simply too afraid.
Yeah, didn't want to risk it right there. I mean, Salforus was running in. Yeah, you could argue that maybe could have went for a turn, especially all that upfront used. But now they don't, and now they're actually having to run themselves. You see Prisoner with that double damage rate, and I guess that is also pretty intimidating. Kind of scares them off there.
It was probably a good call in overall, but like, when you're this far behind, you need to take every shot. You need to play ballsy. Like, there's no other way that you're coming back. Like, so you kind of need to jump on these opportunities.
They just stack their Ancients, and they're just like, all right, well, we'll take these real quickly. Mage Bane, that's one of his benefits, of course. He's so mobile. Blinks over here, does the Ancients quickly, and he's going to blink away right after. So he's now up to 555 gold per minute. Is Formless on that Mage Bane. He already has the Firebrand follow-up now to that Rune Cleaver, so, and he's going to go to his own Ancients, which are triple stacked. Here comes the Invigorate.
Wow.
There you go.
The dream of carry.
Yeah, right. Go from one Ancient stack to another. Just watch that GPM skyrocket even more, so.
He is dropping quite a bit, though. He doesn't have life still. Luckily for him, there's not going to be a mirage usage here. but need to be a little bit afraid, or need to be a little bit careful about that.
Yeah, again, I've been watching this Prophet, though. He maxed out the Invigorate. He's going around. It's actually middle lane. They do catch Matthias. Not Matthias. Fuzzy's not
they
there.
get the kill. They get the kill on Fuzzy, but at the end, like, they
5
use
heroes.
literally, yeah, 5 heroes and literally every single ultimate that they have to kill him. So
Can't blame them
both
for
good and
that
bad.
because it's almost necessary. But yes, that is a good point to bring up. I mean,
it's so tough in
yeah.
these situations to make those kind of judgment calls, but like I pointed out earlier, like, you have to play greedy, you have to play ballsy, like, you need to always aim for more. There's obviously not going to be any late game here for the Legion team unless they start picking up kills left and right. So using 3, or was that 4 ultimates even? Yeah, 4 ultimates for initiation prisoner in the middle lane. That's not even the biggest threat right now. What's going on in the box?
Oscar, he's like, you know what? Let's make it a third time. This time it just is not enough damage.
Oh, prisoner is here
to get the kill, and now prisoner running in. Moria's also going to assist. Probably not even necessary. Yeah, in fact, Oscar will get credit for that kill as he throws the Fisher out to secure it. So he didn't get the kill on the Sandwraith, but he ends up getting it on the South Forest, who was there to try to maybe turn onto Behemoth. So it still works out really in the end for Oscar. So.
I mean, at this point of the game, it's almost better to get a kill on the South Forest than the Sandwraith, simply because of the impact. Oh wait, South Forest went for a Polky. Never mind, I take that back. He's not going to be a threat.
Yeah, I mean, Slap does go Portal Key on his South Forest. It does allow you to really get in there. I mean, the life tap is a strong ability. Jumping on and life tap gets you then dying on the prime target. But I don't know. I guess you could argue maybe a tablet this game would have been better.
I would say so.
To go to,
yes.
so.
Whoa, Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I think he was expecting the pull to happen or something earlier, and down goes Prophet actually in the midst of it. A shared fate, though, it is slowing. You see Bubbles was killed, however, now both Behemoth
the Portal Key as well.
is picked up. Going. There we go. The Portal Key on South Forest goes in. By the way, Formless is like, I'm going to kill this tower in the meantime. He gets credit for the tower kill, and now he's coming back into the fight. So a little bit of greed there from Formless, honestly. But, I mean, he did get the tower kill, so I can't be too against that.
That's not bad. For the Legion team, that is. I mean, it's still early on into the game, so the experience still matters more than the gold. And it's only 3k difference right now, so there's still time for a comeback. Obviously, it's incredibly scary going up versus some HP that's farming 620 gold per minute, but at least there's a small glimpse of hope right there.
And yeah, Maka Brilliance, it's going to be coming. Going to be coming pretty quickly here now at this rate, so... Yeah, once you get that, then things start to feel a little better, no doubt. In this case here for your LGT, a Portal Key on Bubbles just around the corner. But that Mage Bane, now even a Mighty Blade on top, so we're going to be seeing probably the Shrunken follow-up.
Yeah, seeing as it's Formless as well, playing this hero, he's probably not going to take too many risks. If it was Haxrun, for example, especially pointing towards that last game that we watched earlier today, you could have... Maybe there's a chance that Haxrun might go a little bit YOLO, but in this particular case, I think Formless is going to play it as safe as necessary. They don't want to take any unnecessary risks. They're just going to sit on their side of the map and patiently farm until, well, at least they got a shrunken head up on him as well before they make a move.
Yeah, really caught up on Formless on Magebane and how he's doing with this farm, but how about what you got on Moira? He's got a Portal Key, actually, so that's always a great item to have on her. As soon as possible. Behemoth, a glowstone picked up. Probably going to see that nullstone coming out sooner than later. So we'll not have to worry about the Sandwraith, at least as much with getting the nullstone here.
The smart choice of his. Let's see. It seems like Complexity actually wants to group up, and they are not going for the Shrunken Head on the Mage Bane. They're going for the Ice Brand instead. So gonna start putting some pressure on the towers instead. I guess they just feel like they are so far ahead that they have the luxury to do so, and they just don't want to leave the Legion team to farm up.
Sandwraith? There's no way he's going in. Probably just scouting, yeah. I was going to say this, like all there by themselves at the bottom. So just
using
scouting.
it this early on, though, is still giving Complexity full control over... or it gives them the possibility to defend the top tower if they would have wanted to. They're going to let it fall, actually. Trading towers is not going to favor Complexity, though. That's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
I don't think, at least. I mean, Legion team is on the back. Like, they are the ones that are behind. They desperately want to gain as much as possible. and therefore trading equally, I think it's going to favor them.
Yeah, that's usually that general argument. If you're ahead, trading a tower is not usually better in the end. So that's definitely, you got to think favoring LGT slightly there. As bottom lane, the Moira, they tried to get the Sandwraith. He's just shy of his Mach. That would have been a huge kill, but he reacts in time at least. So he should be able to get his Mach of Brilliance now, and just really
Yeah.
another creep wave here.
I mean, 2 early deaths on, oh wait, hold that thought, as Maesty might be in trouble. Not going to be enough to get a solo kill. The Fisher, unfortunately, screwing up his pathing right there a little bit, not able to get the stun lock and the enrage off. Shockwave on cooldown now. Gives Legion team a little bit more of an opportunity even. What I was about to say before is that Samurov, he had 2 early deaths, which you can't really blame him for. That was just Oscar playing incredibly well. But ever since then, I feel like he's been playing very patiently and he hasn't been taking any unnecessary risks. Like he's been using the Mirage to farm, or not to farm, to locate his opponents. Yeah, exactly. When he felt like there was a small possibility of him getting ganked, and ever since then he's using his Q to farm as much as possible, and he got his Mach now, in the near future at least, a few seconds, one more creep kill or so, and he's at least maintaining 310 gold per minute, so he's been playing impressive with the fact that he's been so far behind from the early game.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, he's going to have it right here with getting that last creep kill, so...
He's level 13 though, and Magebane is level 18.
Oh, speaking of that, Magebane jumping on a Sandwraith, has Prisoner here. Now there is a reaction from the Hellborn side actually, and they're going for the turn kills. Magebane, they need to split up. They do get the kill to Prisoner. Nice Mana Rift though, doing so much damage. He gets 2 kills out of it just like that. Sandwraith is still alive off to the side, and is going to stay alive for the time being, but Magebane kind of just shows you how far ahead he is right there. He essentially went into 4 players and did plenty of work. So Forrest going in with the Undying on a Magebane, but
he's probably dead there.
Yeah, now he's in trouble. The fissure connects, the life drain, it's not going to matter. Magebane, he's feeling too good, and he will be able to go back and continue farming the creep wave here. So yeah, that's I mean, at least Sandwraith, again, looking at the positive there for LGT. Sandwraith lived, but they lose 3 heroes, excuse me. And now
it was a good opportunity there that they had. Good counter initiation by Moraxis, but unfortunately not enough damage to bring down the Magebane, and that's probably going to do it. I'm not sure if the Legion team feels too confident in actually continuing the game. Like, there isn't necessarily a Tempest ultimate or anything like that could have that big turnaround factor. It's all going to come down to Moraxis and Bubbles fighting kills together, and I don't think they have the damage output necessary for that at this point.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if they call it here. Empath is going to jump into the Samurov, looking for a Mirage kill, probably going to be their last attempt to actually create something here. They could get the kill on Oscar if they use the Mirage right now, but nope. Where's... okay.
Gonna farm with it for now. Yeah, maybe had the idea of possibly, but deciding not worth it. We'll just continue to try to keep some kind of farm going, but Magebane does finish the full Frost of Skull after that. And, oh, by the way, another 2,200 gold saved up to top it all off. So the GPM, he's like, all right, if you don't want to concede, I'm going to keep that GPM rising. Now 732, so Magebane obviously one of the best in the game at flash farming. You can say the best outside of Salamon, of course. So, oh, top lane, Love gets killed, so nice kill there for Legion team. Any kill they'll take here.
Yeah, still dealing quite a ton of damage. Like, if you look at the Moira in the mid lane, I mean, that's all because of that Mirage ability. I mean, that's the Samurov level 15. Using that ability and you take that amount of HP on the enemy support, so... if just Magebane wouldn't have been so fat, if he would have just been 200 gold per minute, or 100 gold per minute less, then maybe there would have been a chance. Now, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a little bit too tough as Oscar walks in with an invisibility rune and finds Moraxis.
There's the quick lockdown, and that's a perfect lock, really. Hero blocks his... oh, never mind. He can go through it. Hey, I mean, it sets up an easy hook, at least, for Prisoner, but I thought he was actually blocked completely on the cliff right there. I was wrong. Doesn't matter. Geyser goes down, and Kongor probably, or maybe not actually. Behemoth pops a Veiled Rod, and then right away is going into the Legion jungle. So Oscar just continuing this very active mindset of, all right, got a kill, let's look for another one.
Yeah, he's on fire. I love the aggressive playstyle from Oscar and Fuzzy in this game. Like, I would personally love to see Complexity draft more of these kind of team compositions where they actually, like, try to control the map a little bit more, because they definitely have the personal skill or the player skills to do so. They just... I mean, they're not only good at sitting back and farming till the late game and defend their base, they know what they're doing out on the map as well. So,
Oh yeah.
and Formless is excellent on finding farm at all
Oh.
locations on the map as well. So I think it goes well with their synergy.
Oh my gosh, is he gonna get a solo kill again? No, Sandra just staying alive. Behemoth, he will fall in return. So very greedy again. Oscar is really just being a nuisance here, if anything. But again, even though not getting that kill, it forces Sandra to fall back, regen, and a possible fight could have been breaking out there, but actually is not going to.
Yeah, Legion team should try to make something happen with Oscar dead. They got a mirage up on the Samurf. They should just go. I think they want to farm out the sheepstick on South Forest before they actually come into a fight, but I still think they should just go. Maybe they're afraid of the token of life as well on Magebane, but Magebane is probably going to be the last to fall in the team fights anyways, so shouldn't be too much of a problem, him having the token. It's not like he's a squishy Dr. Repulsor or something like that. He just flies in and makes the initiation himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually pretty far up right here. Speaking of Magebane, he's looking for maybe a solo kill on Empath. Oh, gonna kind of find him. Moriko, there's that Frost of Skull use, and the hook actually coming in for Prisoner. That's how far they're diving. The secondary tower middle, secondary tower middle is still up even, but obviously that didn't phase them.
The Prisoner plays that we have seen today have been extraordinary. Like both Own Me in the first series and now Fuzzy, there literally hasn't been a single miss so far.
Yeah. Now, Prisoners.
I mean, sometimes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you just throw it out, of course, just to try to make an attempt. I mean, you miss every chance that you want to take, so obviously you're going to see missed hooks, but when it truly matters, we haven't really seen a single hook missed throughout the entire day, so that's impressive.
Yeah, Prisoner really has become that kind of one of the new go-to middles in general. Sandwraith ultimate used there, by the way, so Behemoth dealing with that a little bit, but falls back. And that's now down, so that's honestly like the worst case. Using the Mirage, and then a fight doesn't really happen. And so now it's like, well, we don't have that cooldown now. So Samwraith all of a sudden becomes a lot less scary in this fight. A Behemoth's Heart delivered to Magebane. All right. I guess he figures he's doing plenty of damage already. Kind of is, so.
Oh, he still got away.
God, okay, there's the Arcane Vortex. As soon as the sheepstick comes out, so he's going to still be sheeped. So kind of awkward Arcane Vortex.
Anyway.
Yeah, he has a token, so the Undying, it's ticking him down. He is going to eventually fall right here. But there's the pull, and here we go. Token of Life going to be used. Kelfield hitting only one hero. Magebane just doesn't even care. He's going straight for the tower. And now he's going for the melee rack. So obviously needs to be a little more careful now having no token. But Behemoth also in the background. He does take a hit right there, but he's got the Portkey ready to go. He's waiting for the right time to counter right here. Shared Fate coming out. They do catch Samwraith actually out to the side. And Sandwraith will fall. No more buyback on him. Or no buyback on him, I should say. He's out of gold, and Moraxis also going to be killed there. Magebane obviously way too tanky at this time to be killing. So I think LGT may be realizing here shortly that.
I think they realized for quite a while now.
Wow.
That they are on their backs, and yeah, Oscar. Is it safe to say that he is MVP of this game at least?
Oh yeah, no, getting an 11.5-minute portal key, including 2 solo kills on the opposing carry. That's very good. That's my insight. That's very good.
Love it. Love it. Complexity, no, Evil Corporation versus Pine is going on as well. They are 50 minutes into the game, and only 1 kill has happened so far, so it seems to be a very entertaining game. 1 kill,
Wait,
50
minutes? Or 15?
15 minutes
I just said
and 1
mentor.
kill.
Oh, hopefully Imba Boy doesn't accept that. Okay, you declined it, good.
I don't think you can even mentor tournament roles, so it shouldn't be a problem.
You're right, yeah. All right, so yeah, that's only one hero kills there. Yeah, again, we'll keep an eye on that. All right, but we got now our game 2 to worry about in this series though of Complexity versus LGT. So obviously another short break coming up, but looking forward to seeing if Complexity again. They know what's on the line. Not much more to say about it. Really want to make a 2-0 happen here and move things on. LGT trying to play spoiler though. We'll see if at least they can get a victory to split the series here. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Game number 2 coming up next. Complexity versus LGT.